Hey guys, I really needed. Are you wondering how I'm starting? Hey guys, Axel, glad you're here. Axel, if I may quote Axel freely. I then said, Maximilian Pütz did say, he's so shitty, he's so shitty, he's so shitty. That's a loose quote. I don't know how many times you said it, Axel, but I can underline it. It hurts so much.
He already announced it after our last stream, I think 1 or 2 years ago, that he would destroy me because Maximilian Pütz is a good friend of Oliver Flash. And if they team up, then they'll drop the truce bombs, then I'm done for. Then my whole good reputation is just gone. And besides that, everyone will know that I'm just a jealous guy, a pathetic little jealous guy who can't hold a candle to this Titan Maximilian Pütz. All men want to be like him, all women want to have him by their side. The man is the womanizer, Axel.
I have a spilled yogurt in my fridge that has more charisma than he does. I just have to say, that's someone I find very, very unpleasant, someone I really don't like dealing with. But of course, he made a statement, although I only caught it in passing. I'm pretty much not involved in the influencer game at all. That's a problem.
But you're an influencer yourself. One day I'll tell you, Philip Schlaffer will go into reality television, then we'll win big on Temptation Island, then we'll go to the farm, then we'll go into the Big Brother house, then we'll become real stars. Yeah, whatever.
Everything will happen except that, my friend, I'm in this game. When Madam zaps in, Marissa rarely does too. I say I don't know anyone there now. Katja Krasavice, I don't know.
How that's pronounced, but I think Katja Krasavice.
Katja Krasavice, of course, is quite visible. I just checked. Instagram, over 4 million followers and important personality, then live in the influencer social media game. I need to see what she does now. You said she's an influencer and a rapper.
She's a rapper, web video producer, and also from reality television. She has appeared there before, but she's not someone who gets pushed through every format.
That's important too. With 4 million followers, she doesn't need that. I only heard about it in a newspaper and now it makes sense. She said it would be unthinkable for her to bring children into this world. She doesn't want to have children. And of course, that affected this strong stallion here, the one we see here. And I'm sorry, I don't mean him in front of his blue screen, but really this most pitiful person above me. That triggered his masculinity since he could easily get her pregnant, convince her to go along with it.
The stallion's seed, he bangs anything that's not up a tree by the count of two. And every woman should be grateful to have a Maximilian Pütz in front of her who puts in all that effort, but now we're making fun of it. People will tune in and say, oh, the limp guy is teasing again, but look at this guy, he really talks like that and actually believes it.
He's a gift.
He's a gift to humanity. Men's coach, men's coach.
I think he even wrote some fairly successful books, and he was also a guest on television shows.
Yeah, unfortunately, those books were total garbage even back then, and he caught our attention in a negative way as a promoter of the N-word. He thinks it's completely normal to use the N-word. He believes it's his right, that he's entitled to it, and he kept drifting off into those kinds of spheres.
He was also very noticeable during Corona,
Also very noticeable and just a nasty guy, simply an unpleasant, nasty guy.
Be prepared, it's going to be bad, and it's probably going to be worse than you can imagine.
Verbal here, go.
Friends, Katja Krasavice, the old piss squirt, has done it again. I've already dealt with this subject before in my video back then.
You really have to say, she got me this time. I honestly thought, man, here comes another load of verbal nonsense, one after another, but then she was actually right. She started off in such a humorous and likable way, the old piss squirt. This person really, you could say, is a friend of humanity. Very likable. Also,
So write to this man.
that you have vibes for him. I mean, I can imagine that all the female viewers are getting wet just from watching him, right?
I'm glad that Marisa is out shopping right now because otherwise there would be total chaos here. You have to admit it. You just have to say it. Some guys out there really take this person as a role model and say, that's a man, that's a real man. That's how I want to be too. Guys, there are so many great role models out there, but this one here, this is just a failed personality.
That was also about the Ramstein debate, where she made a big deal about feminism. Of course, it's ridiculous coming from her, and now she's once again giving young women her excellent life advice, the great life tips from Katja.
That's not true. I read the article. You know, I have several newspaper subscriptions that I go through every day, and I read about that too, I have to say. But I couldn't place her at first, only after we saw this here. And she said she made the decision for herself. What he's saying is simply wrong. He's lying. Maximilian Pütz, you are a liar.
Yeah, but that's typical for her.
That doesn't surprise.
I'm still waiting for my destruction. Hopefully soon, at least it would give me something to laugh about. This enemy image he's drawing now, yes, the feminist, this subject, the old piss switch. Now she has had the audacity to decide about her own life and say, no, I don't want to have children. Why does that bother him? What's his problem with it? And to be honest, dear Maximilian, when people show you and make it clear to women, even your son, if you have one, could turn out like that guy, hey, that's the best contraceptive ever. So if you don't want people to give up on having kids and not want children, then stay away from social media, lock yourself away somewhere. Don't show up or be seen anymore. You make more women say, I'm not bringing a child into this world. Otherwise, things like this could happen. Like Katja Krasavice did with her honest answer when she said, I don't want to have a child, which is completely legitimate.
Here in the Bild newspaper, friends, I just had to share this with you. So, the first time, what is that? Seriously, what kind of picture is that? How does she even look? That's supposed to be a man's dream? Just look at it. That looks like something from a drag queen show or something. I could just go to Thailand if I wanted a trans person. Maybe he knows his way around there.
Maybe Maximilian knows his way around, but let's not focus on appearances. That's not appropriate, but a guy who looks like that is now commenting on other people's appearances. That's pure real-life satire. Honestly, Maximilian, take a look in the mirror, take your medication so you don't have delusions, and really look at yourself in the mirror to see how you actually look. And then be ashamed, be deeply ashamed that you even dare to make any kind of judgment about someone else's appearance.
Wow, 9 hours on his timer. Is there still something counting down here? Casanova coaching about life is too short. Don't wait for chance. Wow, seduction can be learned, coaching for men. Hey, you can't, no one can.
Who's already slept with everyone, he's already had it all. Sleep model, starlet. Because he's such a cool guy, such an awesome guy. He knows what women want. He's an idol of masculinity. Women are at his feet. Philipp Schlaffer, trust me, bro. If Maximilian I says it, then it's true. That's for sure.
Online course, The Perfect Seducer, crash course on approaching women. The audiobook Telephone Flirt System. Ouch, I'm getting such a headache, Axel. Why did you pick that out?
You picked it out? I couldn't. I know, I'm punishing myself. Don't blame me. So Maximilian Pütz is really hard for me to tolerate here too. You're the fan. You wanted to be coached.
On how to have a pleasant conversation with a woman. He's perfect for that. Hey, the Hans Wurster, those at his place. After my girlfriend and I broke up, I thought I'd never get another one. During the coaching, I approached a girl I found really pretty. I would have never dared to do that before. Now I have a date with her.
Safe. Basically, he could exponentially increase the world population if he offered his courses for free. No, I mean... So everything he says is pure gold and the absolute truth. No, I mean, if you can trust anyone, it's Maximilian Pütz. No, the man is an anti-feminist.
At least he still looks good. So if the woman doesn't have a sweet secret, then I don't know either.
What kind of crazy age is this? First of all, well, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and you can, well, Of course, Katja is completely done up, styled, operated on, so everyone can have their own opinion about it. I have absolutely no issues with that. But to deny that Katja is an attractive woman, the kind that men smile after. I would say every single one of his guys, including himself, wouldn't push her off the edge of the bed for even a second. He's such a liar. The fact that he's not playing Pinocchio is a total surprise to me. In this video already.
Yeah, but you can see what he is, just a little poor wretch. Yeah, now he wants to make himself look big by talking about other people's appearances. This is a pretty woman. Beauty is subjective, but she's not unattractive. Of course, you can decide what you like, and if you say, I like women, that's your own decision. There are men who say, the more work a woman has had done, the better I like it. That's understandable, but now she has a sweet secret, so she must be a guy. She looks like she's at a drag queen show. Even if that's true, you have to say so. Why does that bother you, you little clown?
Yeah, because he's hurt in his micropenis world. I'm hurt. She doesn't want me. I once wrote to her on Instagram. She doesn't follow me. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing here. I'm just unimportant. I'm Hans Wurst, man.
God, oh, brother, that's all I can say about that.
People watch this and want coaching from someone like that, thinking they can live with or win over women with that attitude. What do you want to learn from him?
Yeah, how not to do it, so always watch and do exactly the opposite of what Pütz says or whatever else he comes up with. You'll be more successful if you don't fall for his nonsense, right?
Axel, who supposedly also lives with a woman, they say, although she also has a sweet secret. Yeah, I mean, who would willingly go along with him with that attitude? She says, that's my husband. You ask, what does he do? She replies, he makes YouTube content. Here's the link. That's him.
Yeah, his parents are definitely very proud of him too. I mean, a real man of honor.
Sorry, friends. So,
I don't know about that.
he's had so many surgeries and still looks so bad. That's really an art, friends. I haven't had a single operation and I'm in my 50s, and I'd say...
That would be, but maybe it would be...
Makes sense. I mean, now you can put yourself on a pedestal like that. What kind of comparison is that? He's a 50-year-old worn-out man just like I am.
Bro. Dude, how can you...
Compare yourself to a Katja Krasavice?
Yeah, but even if, it's totally legit to say, oh, I think she looks unnatural, I would never do that to myself, but to bring that kind of talk to the public. Yeah, to talk about this woman like that, who hasn't done anything to him personally, who just shared her most personal decision that she doesn't want to have children, that triggers him so much that he has to go on about this woman for minutes. What a poor Hans Wurst, what a poor little creature this guy is.
He'll explain in more detail in a moment what's bothering him so much.
Lady, yes. So what is she telling us here? And 28 is the 28 guys, that's my god. Do you know these videos? Egan. She's aging like milk. She's 28, but she looks like a 45-year-old woman who's had a facelift, or not? Please write that in the comments for me. So, sorry, she doesn't look 28, that's still really young. What has this lady done with her life? She has a big heart for children, but she doesn't want to have any herself. Rapper Katja Krasavice never wants to become a mom, and now she's explaining why. Friends, get ready. She's Germany's boldest, most daring rap star. Incredible. It's crazy to be cheeky.
What a reactionary poor fool, Honestly, I can say rap isn't my thing, right? I think the hype that's being made about her now is over the top for me. All legitimate opinions, but acting all arrogant here. You'd be happy if you had even half as many followers as this lady? You'd be happy if you got even a tiny fraction of the recognition for the crap you produce. Like this woman, what's your fucking problem?
Axel, she could fart into the mic and it would be better, and people would celebrate it more than if Maximilian Pütz tried to create content for a week.
But that's not hard, you have to admit. It's not really an achievement, so you need to defend Maximilian. Even a brain-dead amoeba would create better content if you filmed it for 24 hours than he does.
What happens now? If I book this here now, there should be a right of withdrawal, right?
Sometimes media professionals also watch here. Dear people, invite him sometime, yes, to put it to the test. Go with him to any random city and let him do his program. And see if he actually manages to talk women into spending time with him or even just giving him their number. I really doubt that, but I would really like to see it. That would be a reality show where I'd say awesome. Maximilian Pütz, the trillionth, tries to hit on a woman and fails miserably again, right?
What's happening now? Yeah, one moment. Yeah, that's work. Just a second.
And revealing. Really impressive. Dude, the bar for many women is so low, seriously, that's what. Any woman can get naked and act cheeky somehow, but that's how you get famous in Germany because people are just as mentally underprivileged. Exactly.
Exactly. You know, every woman who does OnlyFans has a huge following, just like Katja Krasavice. Hey, the standards are so low there, anyone can make it, which makes me wonder, why doesn't everyone make it? Why doesn't every girl who acts a little cheeky or jumps around half naked make it? Have just as many followers, just as much success, just as many jobs as Katja Axel, because that's what...
Hello.
Horn?
Can't handle it here because he's just jealous that someone combined something there. He saw a gap. And she's super successful. She's really super successful. She's not just someone where we say it's a niche. No, for some influencers, 100, 200, or even 100, 0 isn't much anymore. We're talking about super successful people. And that's someone who unbuttons his shirt and says, yeah, nobody reacts to that. Yeah, so he sells a dinner with himself where he talks about flirting for 500 euros on the internet. That's the one who wants.
He made it. He really made it. Philip, that's a role model for every man. That's a true expert on women. And he still dares to speak the truth. Yeah.
To be honest,
whoever falls for him, honestly doesn't deserve any better. You really have to say that, right?
Yeah.
And she's also very outspoken about wanting children. On Instagram, Katja Krasavice explains, I'm definitely out when it comes to having kids. Her intense and very personal reason for this, I don't love men enough. They're good for sex and money, but everything else isn't necessary. Yeah, nice.
Well, so...
if a guy were to say that now, you know, I fuck around, doesn't do anything, he knows how to treat women, you know. But when a woman says it now, it's suddenly taboo for him. At least she's honest, so every man knows what to expect, right? So I think what's worse is when some guys or even girls pretend something to someone, really take advantage of and abuse their feelings. I prefer when people say things directly. That's just how I'm wired. Now you know, right?
Nice, right? If you were to say that as a man about women.
But men do say that.
That's not even the next sexism scandal. But we all know there are some special rules for women in all of this. You really can talk about men too.
It's exactly the other way around. A woman who talks about sleeping with men, about having this or that partner is called a slut, but a man is called a stud. No, Axel, nothing has changed yet. Nothing has changed at all. The image in society is the woman is a slut, the man is a stud. Nothing has changed at all. Don't talk nonsense. No, he's even worse than I thought. Really stupid.
I expected it. I didn't expect anything else.
My goodness, yeah. Wow, the women, that's a real incel. That's the king of the incels. God, how misogynistic can you be? Yeah, here, Pütz, here, I can.
Go on TikTok and check out all those feminist videos. You can make the most hateful, degrading videos about men on TikTok, no problem at all. And your bro here who makes completely harmless critique videos.
Pissflitsche.
A nice, likable, harmless guy who sometimes gets criticized. Philip, then this god, this Adonis, yeah, this man among men gets criticized, and maybe even by feminists. Then they even dare to open their mouths to him. Outrageous, right? And Katja, she's allowed to say things like that and doesn't get the backlash he constantly gets for his serious posts. That's an injustice, a messed up world.
Philip Schlaffer, I'm already looking forward to what he'll say, how unmanly we are. I'm really looking forward to that. Yeah.
He wants to destroy me. I'm waiting for it. Please, please, Maximilian, destroy me and ask your buddy Ollie how his attempt to sue me turned out. You'll be surprised by what came from Marcus Heinz, but please try as well. I'd be very happy.
I just need to quickly Google something. That's something a bit more private for him. But he's also from Hamburg. Oh, he's not notable enough for Wikipedia. That's unfortunate for him.
Oppression, censorship, those are the feminist structures of political correctness that just want to keep him down. Otherwise, the man would already be at least the chancellor. So this is a guy who gets along with everyone. Anyone who hears him, the real talk he does, will immediately say, for sure, this man needs to be at the top of everything.
Yeah, after training as an educator and training as an actor with a few minor roles, of course, something happened to his ego. Someone with a narcissistic disorder, which I'm diagnosing here, though I'm neither a psychologist nor theatrically trained, can't handle that. But that's just what I would assume here. Of course, it affected my ego. You don't just show up somewhere thinking you're the greatest, acting like you're the coolest guy, and then suddenly people look through the camera lens and say, yuck, no, he doesn't work. No, that's not going to work.
But what you also have to say very clearly is that, of course, there are some crazy representatives of feminism who definitely stir things up.
We've already dealt with them too.
We've already dealt with them too. One of my first videos on my channel was about the book I Hate Men, so no one could accuse us of being blind to that. But there's far more sexism, contempt for people, and gender discrimination against women to be found online. You just have to look at the comment sections under his videos to see how women are talked about, like how he acted at the beginning of this video, the old piss witch, the feminist. He doesn't need to pretend now, as if there were even close to as much bullshit about men and gender discrimination online as there is about women.
I didn't even want to deal with Burner for that long. It's so painful. I thought we'd get this over with quickly.
Some female behaviors which aren't even nearly as extreme as what women say about men, bam, immediately get you banned. Friends, well, yeah, sad dear Katja, who herself had a difficult childhood. Who would have guessed? It gets even clearer. No man, will anyone manage to stick me with a baby that I carry for 9 months? Yeah, Katja, stick you with. I thought it always takes two and they decide together. And if a woman doesn't want to have a child...
First of all, man, God, man, that hurts. So first of all...
There are those who say they'll pull out or who really want to have a child, especially with successful women because they also pursue their own interests, and it's the same the other way around. No doubt, but now people are upset over these words, which are clearly real talk. So I can understand if people with more conservative views say that's too progressive for me, the way she puts it. It's all legitimate, you don't have to like it. No question, but to make her a scapegoat because of that and keep bashing her for it. Well, who would have thought she had a tough childhood?
Oh, she comes from the rap game. Maximilian Pütz just doesn't get it anymore because of his age. He's out of touch with that world.
That has nothing to do with his age, but that's just my opinion, all right?
Maybe it's just cognitive. He just doesn't have the mental capacity for it. Guys, I once said I wouldn't let anyone pin a child on me from some fling or affair. My goodness, she doesn't have to consider anything. She's just doing real talk, sitting there wanting publicity and marketing. What you could only dream of with your Casanova coaching, she's doing that par excellence. She doesn't even know you exist at all. She doesn't even know you don't even live on the same planet as this woman. She's completely out of your league. She said something there and she's grinning herself to death. And you're just clinging on like an attachment. My goodness, how petty can you be, Maximilian Pütz? Yeah, I can be really petty. More women can confirm that.
The issue is simple, even regarding abortion. For all those green and leftist women who have this abortion psychosis, it's kind of like a national sport for them. How about just keeping it simple?
Man, that's such a disgusting attitude, you know? Abortion psychosis, national sport. Come on, man. No woman enjoys having an abortion. No woman turns it into a national sport or makes a show out of it. And to go back into this area again, just because someone wants to legalize and support abortions, where I say, yeah, I prefer that. A woman has an abortion instead of having a child that she can't raise with love and care, a child who might suffer psychological harm or even be given away. Yes, seriously, don't act like having an abortion is some kind of national sport here. What a disgusting load of crap from this bullshit.
And abortion is left-wing, Axel. Abortion is left-wing. Abortion is left-wing and never supported by the Greens.
Never supported, so better here. Women carry children to term. Abortion is left-green filth. Don't let them persuade you. But you can see again what kind of clientele he serves and what he has bred there. It's just animosity, just blustering. Familiar enemies, left green, abortion as a sport, disgusting their abortion psychosis. The only one who has a psychosis is you, my dear friend.
Abortion with contraception. There are so many options nowadays. You don't even have to take the pill all day long. My girlfriend hasn't taken the pill for I don't know how many years. If you know your body a little and your cycle,
you don't need any at all. You don't need
the pill. That's nonsense.
But you also know
that yes, you can also react differently.
No, he's never been with a woman before. Yes, where he showed on his homepage, like, I once took a picture here with a miss and a Playboy bunny. Yeah, you can't just put him at an event and take a picture. Great job, Maximilian. I'm impressed. Bodies vary. If you know your body, you don't need condoms or pills, just coaching. If you do Maximilian Pütz, then you can't get a woman pregnant. Yes, that's right. If you do Maximilian Pütz's coaching, you'll never get a woman pregnant. I can guarantee you that. That's a guarantee, a 100% guarantee. He's stupid. What he's saying is dangerous. Are desperate losers who are in a life crisis clinging to that? And I'm sorry to say it like this, because if you follow that, there are great coaches out there in all kinds of areas of life, trainers who are out there. But this guy, he's not one of them. He's not one of them. To be a friend, you need to know someone a bit first, then you can stop spam.
If he knows one woman, he knows them all. Honestly, if you get pregnant by accident, you're just too dumb.
That's just how it is. Just try to ignore the sperm, redirect it, don't let it reach the egg cell, just send it around the stomach once. Wrong way and then here, one-way street, stop if the hammer doesn't work.
There are also no broken condoms. There aren't any at all. There aren't 1,000.
There's also no spontaneous desire. Of course he doesn't know desire. He's alone. He turns on his computer, grabs some paper towels, and gets started. No one gets pregnant that way, but couples meet and feel spontaneous desire at home, in the car, at a festival, anywhere. Yeah, you have to have your body under control, but he doesn't know any of that. He doesn't know it.
Undisciplined bunch of feminists.
The woman ran away, living together only when the man wants. Terrible. Desire between two people. How awful I am. I'm shocked. Maximilian blocked the way, so ask the Flash. Alternative for Germany regulates love, deporting the way. Rather deport out of Germany or just love, reliberation. Love liberation.
Yes, that's a new buzzword.
Safe. Is he stupid? I'd really like to see the woman involved. She must be absolutely mortified. Would you as a woman still go to the supermarket with him?
I still wouldn't go to the supermarket with him, even as a man.
I knew that was coming. I knew it was coming, but answer my question. I knew it was coming.
I wouldn't run away. Yeah, so I'm sorry. So, anyone who voluntarily spends time with that guy must have a really high pain tolerance, or they're somehow masochistic and say, wow, awesome. That's the harshest punishment I could give myself. I really enjoy it and can't explain why. No, I mean the way he presents himself, his opinions, and how he acts in general. Honestly, there's no better contraceptive. That's my opinion.
You don't even need a condom. You just have to be a bit aware of your body and a bit smart about it. I would never say...
Do the math. No one gets pregnant that way. You don't need a condom. Just think a bit. If you know your body, you know what's up, right? You just count the days, use a calendar, and then nothing can happen. Man, he's so dumb. He's really clueless. Stupid, right? If pain was caused by his stupid thoughts, man, he'd have to scream out loud all day long from morning till night. Damn, man.
But it gets even better. Egg sales score that as 0.
If it ever happens, just know this man has invested millions in milk. That's always the case. I don't fully get that with women. Well, I do. It's hypergamy, but it's wild how strong it is. As far as I know, this woman is a millionaire herself, yeah, with all her OnlyFans stuff and everything she has. But the man still has to put in more money.
He doesn't understand that they...
How did you come up with that now? Why must the man keep pouring millions into it? Even if she says she's only interested in her husband's money, that doesn't mean she'll take millions from me. No, that's just something he's putting out there for now, you know?
The man has to pay up. All I'm hearing here is I can't give her what she wants, I can't reach her, and now I'm offended. And that's more like the reaction of a pubescent 15-year-old.
He would like to have her, that's for sure, you know, like, man, I can't get her, and now she's taking a position I think is crap. Oh, that's just not okay. No, because he thinks women like that should hang on his every word just to suck his little toe. Oh, great Maximilian, I worship you. You are Adonis and the best man ever. And when a woman is just as tough as the guys and says something like, you loser, get lost, I only want rich guys, I only want guys with a big one who can really take charge with me, I just want to have fun, you could say, okay, I dislike that attitude and disagree, I see relationships differently, but it's her right. Why does it bother you?
Because Axel comes from the rap game.
Yeah, so they come to me.
She comes from the rap game. She wants to polarize so that people can't separate it, so that Maximilian can't process it. That's also an artistic persona. Yes, she knows that herself. She knows exactly what she has to play with, what she has to say. That's managed from start to finish. That's someone who has 4 million followers. It's not like she just blurts something out to build Zeitung or something. She knows exactly what's being said, where there will be headlines, attention, and even if that's the case, that's the freedom in this country. Of course, you're hanging out somewhere in Spain, I think, or wherever he's hanging out on that park bench where he dropped the N-word. I think it was Mallorca or Tenerife, something like that, right?
Definitely Spain, yeah.
Man, what an offended wimp. I'd like to see the woman who'd actually book a course with Pütz. First, get a photo or video of him and his wife, or meet them. She should reveal what kind of stud he is.
That's feminism, right? Instead of just, since she could actually afford it. She could just get a well-built roofer who works hard every week and then marry him because he's simply a nice guy. Nope.
Then why does it have to be the strong roofer? Why not someone else? Oh, the images he has in his head, you know, that's all reduced to the outward appearance.
She also deliberately didn't talk about marriage. She says she doesn't want a romantic relationship. She just wants to have fun. She just wants sex, yeah, just to live out her desires. Simply monetary interests. What's the problem? She's not saying like, I want to marry a billionaire so my fortune gets bigger. She just says, when it comes to a man, I value the following things. And everyone knows, okay, that's for me or that's not for me. What's the problem? How many guys say that? Also, I want a top model, but she shouldn't go to work because she has to take care of the kids, the household, and everything else. Ixel, everyone can behave however they want, Ixel.
I have to end this.
No, he's ignored too. He must have even more money than the one who takes her. What's going on with you women? And then you wonder...
She wasn't speaking for other women. She was speaking for herself. She was speaking for herself. That's what you notice.
Yeah, because he really has to. I'm here, advertising expert, woman, agency, etc. But the man needs to be at least on my level. So it always means above, right?
Yeah, and a lot of people do that. There are academics who say, I only want to be with other academics. There are all kinds of things. Everyone has their preferences and also a certain, let's say, a certain pattern, whether it's looks, status, religion, or whatever people are looking for. That's the freedom someone can have when searching for a relationship. How dumb is Ja?
But how often do you see it? Also, that men want to dominate women with finances, that they deliberately look for women who can't keep up? Yeah, where? They say things like, I want her in my pocket, I want to show dominance and be the guy who brings home the money, that's just how it is. Yeah, and as long as that's okay for both partners, so what? You have no right to expect the woman to take on your position, your wishes, your preferences. She can find whatever she wants hot, she can live her own life however she wants. You can think that's crap, but don't assume it applies to all women. There are examples for everyone.
I can't imagine that such an airhead has a partner. I just can't imagine it.
That won't help you find the men. The reason for Katja Statens was a study that predicts that by 2030, around 45% of women between the ages of 25 and 44 will be living childless and without a partner. Yeah, have fun, ladies. I'm telling you, have fun. The awakening is going to be so harsh and painful you can't even imagine it yet. Check all the studies if this turns out to be true.
Is there any study supporting this? In the year 2035, audiobook at a special price. No thanks, boo. Boo, especially these videos, no thank you. Promo code, no thank you. The study isn't linked for now, okay? In the year 2035, it should be 45. I have to trace that back, I'm sorry.
You can't even imagine yet the awakening will be like that. I'm telling you, have fun with that. And living without a partner between 25 in the year 2030, around 45% of women between the ages of 25 and 44 will be childless in the year 2030.
In 5 years? Childless and without a partner? Oh, wow, wow. Who? Which kindergarten group made these stats?
So, but this is about the United States of America, I just found it here. The claim that 45% of women in the United States of America will be childless by 2030 is an estimate by Morgan Stanley, as reported in media outlets like Bilance and Business Insider. This figure refers to an increase in single women who may also be childless, but it is not equivalent to 45% of all women who have not had a child. In Germany, according to the Federal Statistical Office, the childlessness rate among women aged 45 to 44 is currently about 20%.
Yes, and being single, half of all women are single, okay?
And will live without a partner? Yes. Have fun, ladies. I'm telling you, have fun. The awakening will be so harsh and painful.
Also, just very briefly, it's very important to say this, it's understandable here as well. Just Google it, really get informed. In Germany, the childlessness rate in the relevant age group is significantly lower at 20, so we have 20 across all relevant groups. Okay, you can argue about that, but it's not going to be 45 in 5 years either. Sometimes you have to paint a bleak picture. Even if that's the case, then that's just how it is. Then it's each person's own decision.
Or like, you have to get into an unhappy, toxic relationship with Maximilian.
Yeah, then you could just have Maximilian donate sperm and then 20 women would be fertilized. So yeah, honestly, he's just hanging out with Flash. They're all wannabe libertarians. Then personal freedom, the freedom to make your own decisions, always has to be the focus and the standard for judgment. Now he's whining, those damn feminists, they just want to sleep around, they don't want men by their side, then we'll all end up childless and everything will fall apart. Yeah, if that's how it is, then so be it. Do you want to take away women's rights and force them into marriage? Sure. Go to the Orient. Forced marriages still happen there, so you'll fit right in since family continuation is guaranteed. What a guy.
I can't even imagine. Look at all the studies if by chance some young woman ended up here, which rarely happens. That's how it is. Letters, worldwide.
All the studies say the same thing. He understands that.
They've all had their brains messed up by TikTok. But if you did end up here by accident, then listen to Papa Max. And let me tell you one thing. In your 20s, or at the latest your early 30s, find yourself a good, decent man who stands by your side and supports you. As a woman, You've essentially won at life, like my girlfriend, who I've been with for 16 years.
Man, can't someone save her? Can't some special forces team go in there, like the Kommando Spezialkräfte or Special Einsatzkommando? Someone has to go in and rescue her.
What a worldview. Philip, between 20 and 30, you need a man, or else you're too old and not good for anything. Then you've basically done everything. Screw a career, screw gaining experience, screw self-fulfillment. A woman's job is to catch a man during that time, then have children, have a family, then she's happy, then she's satisfied. Anything else is just feminist propaganda. It's all nonsense. We don't need any of that. How reactionary and shitty can you be? Maximilian Pütz here. I'll take it up a notch. Look, I can do even more.
I can't spend my life with her, and I see it too, all the beating around the bush and whining and so on. From her friends, who somehow thought, oh yeah, a better guy will come along, and then another one, and so on, and in the end she ends up alone. And women in their 40s and 50s, if they don't have a partner by their side, become extremely unhappy.
Men, thank God, not all those desperate men who book your coaching. They're all cheerful, great men who are confident and have their lives together. Dude, you're just fishing for all the losers. They're the ones who come to you. Only those loser guys come to you. Sorry, but those are just losers. That's how it is. The ones who fall for that and book his stuff, those are oh no.
Especially his girlfriend. He doesn't show her, but instead some Playboy bunny he once clung to just to say we took a photo together. That's supposed to be the ideal preview. In his book, he talks about all the models he already had there. And everyone wanted him, he got them all. That's the standard he's exposing those guys to. He doesn't say, find a woman who suits you, find a partner you connect with for life. Instead, he's also peddling this idea. Like, you can have them all, top models, OnlyFans models, you can have everything after my coaching. That's exactly the crowd he's trying to win over here. Not the down-to-earth men who say, I just want a normal woman who suits me.
Men can live alone, it's not so easy for us either, but then we play backgammon or whatever, or join some bowling club or...
That's awesome. Women can't do that.
Women can't live alone. It's just not possible. Women just can't handle it.
I'm just gonna say something now. This really has no social... It's not evaluated. It's not a statistic. Really, I'll just tell you what I've experienced. That's what I'll tell you. In my opinion, the women I knew and got to know who lived alone managed significantly better. How many men did I know who lived alone? Maybe it was related to the circles I was in. I'd like your thoughts. Share them in the comments. I would be very interested in that. We have a very diverse community, and for the YouTube channel, I have a very high percentage of women. And I would be interested in that. Personally, I would say that women handle it significantly better, and it's often the case with women as well. When they're done with something, whether it's with a man or a topic, they stick to it. Men, on the other hand, tend to panic at some point and then try to get their ex back. That's just my view, but I see it very differently than Maximilian.
That's just another dumb stereotype. Men are said to handle it better while women don't, and everyone is supposedly miserable, suicidal, and it's all awful. Those are the horror images he's carrying around, and again, it's an exaggeration of the male gender. It's a coin toss. Every person is wired differently, and especially many men. I agree with you there. They want to. Coming from a household where the mother took care of everything and pampered them, they often want a relationship where they're pampered too. When they're alone, they can't even use a washing machine. While women are usually better at this, it doesn't apply to all. Some can't manage without a partner either. In my experience, women are often more respectful, resilient, and determined than many men, who are used to being cared for throughout life. Having a woman by their side who takes care of their needs.
But men can handle being alone in old age much better than women.
Yeah, so what do they need you for then?
Women, it's extremely toxic. It's crazy. You all need to understand what that means. Then you likely know why they want to bring migrants here if that was predicted. Soon there won't be women left to have children. That's what the West has done. Congrats, the most important thing.
That's why this guy is so popular with the Alternative for Germany, with the identitarian movement. That's classic New Right talk. We're being flooded with migrants. Because the mental illness of liberalism, feminism, gender equality leads to us not having children. That's just not acceptable. We have to go back to the old days where the woman knew her place, where the man was in charge. And that's where children are conceived, who are then taken care of, because that's where women find their fulfillment. That's such a tasteless idiot talk.
I have to let it go. I can't stand it anymore. I have to get rid of this image. I don't want it burned into my brain.
Not that I burn it into my brain. I'm glad that by then I'll already be long buried underground and won't have to experience this dilemma that's coming our way. And she calls it that many women are waking up, man, that's crazy. She also wrote, thank God it's my body that I'd rather show to the camera for Manny instead of for the baby. From a man and directed towards men. You idiots, we women are not stupid anymore. By 2025, almost all of us. What, you idiots? We women are not stupid anymore. We have 2025. Okay, almost all of us don't want to have children for you anymore, to carry them for you. Katja, what kind of crap are you talking about?
Yeah, but I also think this talk is out of place, honestly. In general, I have a problem with generalizing men like that, to be honest. Let her share her opinion, then reply, no, I see it differently. You don't need to carry a child for me. That's also completely legitimate, but acting as if Katja Krasavice is now the spokesperson for the new women's movement here, as if every woman out there is saying, man, that's right, I see it the same way. I'd rather do OnlyFans than have children. How many people want to have children? How many women are looking for a partner? How many men are looking for a partner with whom they want to build a family, with whom they want to create a future together? Don't act as if Katja Krasavice has now become the Federal Minister for Family Affairs who is putting this on the political agenda. Here, a rapper, a woman who thrives on polarization, who is a mouthpiece for a very small clientele, is speaking. It's her personal opinion. Sure, you can think it's crap, but not you, right? As if that were representative of what's happening in the country.
Most of the time, it's women who have baby fever, who really want to have a child, as if all the men are out there desperately wanting to have a child.
So, is that a problem? On one hand, you're criticizing Krasavice for expressing how all the women are freaking out, saying we're all gonna die out because no children are being born. And now he's saying himself, no, it's actually many women who want to have children. So which is it? Which is it? You're contradicting yourself right now, aren't you? You clown. Sorry, but that's just how it is. I don't even know anymore. The video keeps repeating itself. How long have we watched him? For 8 minutes he's just saying everything is terrible. Feminism and liberalization will leave us childless. In 5 years, 45% of childless women will be miserable. Nothing works anymore. They don't want us men anymore. Yeah, and now suddenly no. In reality, women do want children. It's actually the women who want children. So what is it now? What is it now, Maximilian? Make up your mind already. You make so many cuts and can't just talk straight to the camera for 10 minutes to share your opinion without editing. Probably to prevent the worst. And still you make such a blunder, you still make such a mistake.
Women who want that security. Yeah, often the men let themselves be persuaded, and even themselves. Now they're turning the tables and saying, yeah, the bad men, they're the ones who want to force the kids on us. Instead of having her own kids, the rap millionaire, already a millionaire, chooses otherwise. The next photo is just as bad. People prefer to help children in need, says BILD. The world isn't beautiful right now. I can care for enough children. She shows how generous she is, among other things, with her donations, around 150,000 euros, to the BILD charity organization A Heart for Children. You help me, I help you. They publish favorable articles about her.
You disgusting creep, you disgusting creep. You know, even now he still does this kind of charitable work. Yeah. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours, instead of just saying yes. Even if I don't like the woman or her position, she's right about that. Children need help. She gives her money, which she doesn't have to do. How much do you donate for children? Yeah, how many charitable organizations do you support? Yeah, with the money you take from those poor nobodies just to finance things over there in Spain. What a disgusting guy. Just disgusting. There's no other way to say it.
Somehow it stays in that column, and for that they throw in 150,000 euros for her. He also makes it clear on Instagram, I'd rather spend my money on other children who need help than, like an egoist, bring another child into such a dirty world. My God, she's never more realistic than me.
So I interrupt. You're always painting the picture that Germany is going down. We're going to be ruined now.
Well done.
We're being overrun by foreigners brought into the country, and because we're unhappy, none of us are having children. She's now saying the same thing as you. I don't want to bring children into this world, but that's disgusting. What's wrong with her? How negative is that? Oh.
Man, well, I should have just ended up as a supporting actor on one of those afternoon shows. I don't even know what they're called.
Yeah, he could start a series together with Carsten Stahl. No, oh.
Even Carsten Stahl would think that's too much for the kids. And he's for him.
That speaks for him.
We need to involve Carsten Stahl.
My community, and do something good for your children. There are far too many children who are suffering right now in our world, and they need help. Yes, one does not exclude the other. Katja Krasavice is single again, and the rapper makes one thing clear. She is single again. I publicly said that I have been in a relationship since 2018, but that's no longer the case. I recently broke up, so I'm happy. Being single, imagine being with Katja Krasavice. You might as well just call it quits then.
Man, he would chop off a leg, and he'd throw his oppressed chick at home straight in the trash. I'm telling you honestly, that can't be a woman by his side who has any self-confidence, who has any kind of life of her own. That just can't be. Can you be with someone like that if you're even a decent person? And then 3, it's 2.
There's a second possibility. Philip, it could also be that he's henpecked at home and that he lets loose in his videos. His wife says, yeah, let him talk to those weirdos who follow him so I don't have to listen. Maybe at home he's also the guy who instantly jumps when his wife tells him to. Because honestly, if he talks to his wife like he does in his videos and has conversations like that, so at home, she's either got Stockholm Syndrome, yeah, like a hostage who's gotten used to him, or she's secretly laughing at him. She might have a lover and say, man, or maybe she's a masochist and thinks, I want to punish myself, that's why I'm with him. Personally, I don't see any other possibility.
I've punished you, myself, and all of us with these 60 minutes. Now I need to let go.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. So these are the ideals, the stars for women. What's the name of that other airhead, that other bimbo who also pretends to be a feminist, another dumb one like that? Oh God, no idea. She also once got into an argument with Gottschalk. I don't remember, you probably know, write it in the comments. Friends, I'm out for now. See you in the next video. Yours, Maximilian.
The perfect conqueror. No.
We don't see that. No, I don't need that. Honestly, that was just now. I think we've waited 2 or 3 years to cover something again. Hear from the great men's coach and women's expert Maximilian Pütz. That's enough for the next few years again. Now, I'm curious about the destruction that's waiting for me. Yeah, the nuclear strike from Maximilian. Call Marcus Heinz, call Ollie Flesch, give it everything you've got. I still won't watch it because that's enough for me again for the next few years. Honestly,
thanks for your time. Give a thumbs up or thumbs down. We also have books about it. Please don't fall for Maximilian Pütz. Please, guys. If you have a problem and you're shy and you have trouble with women, you need help with that. There are some really great trainers and coaches out there. Check out what their message is. Maybe do something about self-confidence. Getting to know yourself. A good way is always sports, going outside, joining clubs, meeting people. Don't hide away like Maximilian Pütz on the internet in front of a computer, just talking on the phone and then bossing your own wife around at home. Please don't be fooled. Many people here do this. They book a dinner for 500 euros and coaching, then pay 500 euros on the weekend only to be talked at. How terrible women are. You have to take them and... Guys, don't do it. Check out what's out there. Thanks, Axel, for your time, and the B fans and Phillips. Gotta include some advertising. Thanks to everyone who supports and makes this happen, including Bistec, Albus Proteins, and All Things Sports. My book and Axel's book are out now. I was the Hitler of Cologne. Thanks, Axel. That hurt. I'm taking away your last word today. The rage has gone on long enough. Thank you, and Maximilian Pütz, we wish you a quick recovery. If you'd like to learn more, visit axelwrites at extremistloss.de. And as always, I remain with an ahoy from the coast. Ouch, that hurt.